English is the commonly used around the world for many reasons. English also is the official language in 6-7 countries and various organizations like United Nations, European Union, and Council of Europe. Furthermore, it is very important for everyone to study. Here we can see some contents, what we will talking about. And here we can perceive the morphological variation. English is a West Germanic language originally spoken by Angles and has been developed by these people, inhabitants of Great British, influenced by Old Norman, French, and Latin and North German language. Today, English is one of the most used idioms across the world. And like in other languages, English also have linguistic variation, like phonological and lexical, morphological, and syntactic variation. Let's see some variation between countries, Anglophone countries, when we talk color in United Kingdom.
Color.
Now color in USA.
Color.
Favorite in United Kingdom.
Favorite.
And favorite in US.
Favorite.
Globalization now.
Globalization. Globalization.
And the last one, anemia.
Anemia.
And now in United States.
Anemia.
Okay, we can perceive the difference between one another.
Globalization. Anemia.
The English language history begins when the Romans left the Britain Island, 5th century, to defend yourself against barbarian invasions. The people who lived there before has been abandoned because they wasn't Roman citizen. Sometime later, the Anglo-Saxon arrived from West German tribes. Latin, the Catholic official language, were used for religious ceremony, and Anglo-Saxon used it for common life communication. In 9th century, the Vikings bring some words like murder, forgive, and hell, Viking godness, and contribute to English vocabulary. The Great Britain became a powerful empire and dominated Scotland and Ireland and made colonies around the whole world. So the vocabulary always is influenced by different situations. The Canadian spelling combines British and American rules. Even Australia has colonized by British Empire, is not Rotke and was influenced by Aboriginal dialect. One of grammatical difference between British and American English is the letter omission. Color and color. We can perceive this, and also letter changes, the reversals, like theater and in United States theater. And here I bring some words for everybody can see the contribute of Latin and Anglo and Vikings French, also Africa, and we can see the table here below. Okay. Now I bring a video and let's watching this video and listening the difference in the pronunciation of the 4 countries.
Hi, I'm Canadian.
I'm British.
I'm American.
And I'm an Australian.
When it's morning in Canada,
It's nighttime here in Australia.
And it's the evening in the UK.
We have the same time zone as Canada, so it's morning here as well. Unless you're on the West Coast. Then it's yesterday morning.
our official animal is a beaver.
Ours is a kangaroo.
Ours is a bald eagle. It's actually receding eagle.
Our animal is the lion. And the lion is like the king of the jungle, so like you can't get any better than that.
A table contains the keywords of some words, and the symbols we can see it's changed and it is influenced in the pronunciation. Here we have a lexical variation. It concerns in the different words of this what speakers use, influenced by regional and cultural aspects. It is about more than pronunciation. It's about spelling. Furthermore, there is no right or wrong type of English. And we have here another table, and we can see this. If you go to UK, you ask for sweeties, and in the United States for candy, and Canada you can ask for sweeties or candy, whatever. And Australia is different, is lollies. Okay. Uh, we will talk about multimodal texts, and in multimodal texts we have different symbols used, like writing symbols and visual symbols. Like published adversity and journalist journals of texts. These journals are present every day in your lives and are produced to attend different purposes. Let's see the difference between them. First, the most evidence is the purpose. Journalist texts are objective and factual. Journalist journals have many forms. News is about recent events characterized by lead, what, who, where, when, how, and why are questions to notes make sense. Reportage, the events related can be recent or not. Also, journal can be classified broadsheets, more serials, and tabloids, not too serials. Interview comments we have in journalist journals. Now, published journals are present on radio, TV, internet. The objective is offering some product or try to introducing someone. A few examples is billboards, published exposed near highways or in great building walls. We have jingles, political campaign. Now we will talk about wildfires. It is a very serious trouble in the world, and we will see some advertising was published in Instagram, and we will analyze them and compare it, the difference between American and UK and Australian and Canadian. Okay, first we have this announcement: wildfire prevention. A statewide shooting ban starts August 4 on all WDFW lands. This announcement from the United States using acronyms referring Washington Department of Fish and Wildlife. Here they use semi-auto signals, the forest burning, and also multimodal text because combine phrases and images. And we can consider the American language marks the diversity are objective and society. In the left adversity, we have Australia text. We can note the difference between previous adversity and this one. For the language used, it's more detailed, but Australian variation combine Aboriginal words without European influence. Well, have European influence, but not like in United States or Canada or UK. Okay, and in the right one we have an American Post related shutdowns in Cali using the abbreviation PGE for Pacific Gas and Electric Company, who said that everybody who lives there be prepared for blackout in these areas, including images and text to better comprehension and express the alarming case using some sensationalism. Okay, now we will analyze the grammatical and lexical variation in headlines published in different countries, where English is the first or official language. First, in the left column, we have British headlines. The first one, please be a wildfire aware. It introduced the concept of wildfire aware and tried to be a modern to impact everybody. And the second, wildfire numbers in Scotland quadruple near, and Australia deadly wildfires in numbers. It treats about Australia, but it's published in UK, yes. British headlines show a kind of sensationalism. Even though the message are clear and concise, also using informal language at the first one. But another two, we can perceive the formal text. Okay. In the right, we have American headlines. The first one, coordination and cooperation in wildland fire management. Second, three trends in US wildfires and fire victims speak out PGE bankruptcy settlement. American style using more visual research and not as identical. It means don't follow the same method to write. Moreover, we can perceive using of acronyms, we can perceive this. And the last headline contains a political discourse. When speaking about failure, we can perceive the headlines were more about possession and management and don't care about victim's life. Now we have here Australian using statement on 2019 and 2020 bushfires, Environment Recovery Project, Australian bushfires, and Australia fires, troops called to take a fire. Australian headlines using more images than any other, also using the word bushfire rather than wildfire. It's about spelling. And another important thing mentioned is the headline is projects, because there have too many projects about bushfires and wildfires, and to everybody be conscious about this. In Canadian headlines, you have here the first one, statement by the Prime Minister of Canada on Fort McMurray fire, wildfire information facts. And the last one, a brief look at the some of Canada's biggest wildfires in the last 2 decades. Canadian text approach of British. The language is more formal than US language. Moreover, the headlines brings political adversity about the Prime Minister's statement. Well, thank you very much for watching. And my conclusion is the English language is one of the most important idioms used across of the world. For centuries has transformed by users by many reasons, passing for Old English, Middle, and now Modern English. Like other language, English also brings assets and dialects varying with regions. Well, English can have a lot of difference, but a kind of global problem is common and may be the same in every Anglophone countries, the wildfires. It is a serious environmental problem and need to be solved, and the countries what we are studying as trying to share with your citizens the situation and using multimodal texts. We all could change this global trouble with conscientious practice. We can change this. The first step to change this is change our minds, adopting sustainable ways. In capitalist world, money talking more than lives. And the real problem is the Ganesha's man who cuts trees and forests and don't care about futures. The earth will request this negligence. Well, here I will show you just a brief of 4 videos talking about wildfires, and you can look for these videos on YouTube I will put the link below, and you can see the full video on YouTube. Okay, the first one is from Canada.
The staple of British Columbia's economy, going up in flames thousands of acres at a time. From the state of Washington to Alaska, millions of acres have been razed, and as yet, there's no sign of a let-up.
Late yesterday, this fire began moving rapidly towards Red Lake and nearby Bombertown.
Okay, second one is from United States.
A fast-moving wildfire in Colorado has forced nearly 20,000 people to evacuate their homes. This same area is where a fire leveled 1,000 homes just last year. ABC's Will Carr joins us with more. Good morning, Will.